Okay, so on this one, I framed in this out of wall from there to there. I put that 2x4 in there, and there's going to be a cubby right in here. Pre-slope. I put this curb in here. So this is the second bathroom that I got to do. Okay, so I installed some blocking. When I put the durock up, there's going to be this blocking will be behind it, so when I put the better bench in, which I'm going to be using as a support for a corner seat, I'll have the blocking in the back to screw into, and I'll make it nice and firm. Okay, so there's going to be a cubby between these two studs here. That's why I left them so far apart, and I put some backing on here so that when I cut through the durock, I'll have somewhere to stick the back part of the niche too. So you need some backing back there. So that's why I did that. And this is nice and solid. Okay, so this is the other bathroom. Completely waterproofed. Curb all waterproofed. Just need to put the mud in, but the walls are all ready for tile. Okay, so I have the better bench on, have my ledger board on, and I'm going to start tiling. There's going to be a corner seat there, obviously. Okay, so I got this bench seat in here. It's on top of the better bench. I still have to put a piece on the front of that better bench, but I'll do that later. And this is where the cubby's going. The recessed cubby, the recessed niche. It's going to be about 14 inches high. This line here is the height of this tile here. This line here is in line with that, and this is in line with that. So the sides and the bottom are going to be on a grout line. The top, I'm going to cut a tile across. It's going to be like a 3-inch piece up here, and then there's going to be a piece of it's actually this here. It's pretty thick. It's like 1 1/8 inch thick. It's going to be on the bottom shelf. So I'm going to cut this out here. So I'm going to cut it out 1/2 inch wider than where the tile goes, 1/2 inch wider where the tile goes, and 1/2 inch lower where the tile goes. And this is the net height. I mean, this here is the height of the tile when it's going to be finished. So I'm going to cut that out now. Keep that piece, it's going to go in the back. Okay, so that's right on the stud. And I'll put a piece of stud in here, piece of stud down here, another one on top. I've got a piece for here, a piece for here, and there's already a piece there. Okay, now I've got these in here. Okay, now I got a piece here, a piece here, a piece here, a piece here, and this in the back that I put in before when I framed this. And now I've got something to screw my Durock to, so I can completely clad the Durock. I'm going to cut a piece of Durock for here, 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 and here. Okay, so I have all my pieces cut. I'm going to put them in top and bottom first. Okay, so that's that, and that. Now I'll put a piece in the back, which is the piece I saved. First I'm going to trim it a bit. Okay, because I put this in, and there's plenty of space behind, it's just open in the back there, and there's not, it's an outside wall, but there's a big cavity between here and the outside wall. I can just put this on with screws. So I can just put this in here and screw it in. If the other side of the wall was, say, this is a partition wall, then you could put this on, just put it in with some thin set or some silicone or whatever you've got. You just adhere it to the back wall. But because I don't have that problem, I can just throw some screws in. Okay, so that's done. And now I'm going to waterproof it in this here. It's right on there. And then that piece of marble over there goes on top of here. That's in line with that. That's in line with that. And the top one up here I'll cut. So I'm going to waterproof it. So what I'm doing, make an inside corner like that. Okay, so this piece goes like this, inside corner. This goes down here like this, and then this one goes like that, and then you fill it with waterproofing, and it makes it completely waterproof. So I'm gonna do that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so then I'll put them on. So this one here is like this. This. And I'm going to do that all the way around. Okay, so that's all done. When that's dry, I'll give another coat. Okay, so I got this much tile here. Now I'm going to work on this recessed niche. Okay, so this is a full line here. This is a full tile here, and there's a full tile there. And I'm going to frame all this in, get it all finished, and then I'll do the back in here. Okay, so I got this brace in here, so when I come around, this tile won't sag down and it'll be supported. So I'm going to come up here, and then go around. Well, that's done. Now to that side. Okay, so that's done. Now I'm going to bring this roll around, and then there's going to be a border up right up here. Okay, so that's the border. Okay, So this is how I mark and cut these tiles. Get a tile, put it exactly where it has to go. And eyeball it. Now I'm going to cut that. Okay, so I'm going to cut this here. Okay, let's see if it fits. Now I'm going to cut the rest of it. Because this edge can be very sharp once it's cut, you want to stone it. This is just a rubbing stone. Take the burr off it. Let's take the sharp edge off it.
Once you have the whole shower floor cut in and in place, this is how I do it anyway. When the area is small, so you can usually just reach over. But anyway, so I cut the whole thing in, and then once it's cut in, I pick up a roll or two. In this case, it's just a roll, and I cement that down. And the tile that's dry laid, that's still there, is my reference as to how to put the tiles I just picked up back. And I'm just using a polymer modified thin set with a in this case I can use a 1/4 square notch trowel because the tiles are fairly thick. But if the tiles are thin, you want to use a smaller trowel. But you still want to make sure that you get adequate coverage with your thin set. You want to always make sure you have enough thin set. And the reason that you go down to a smaller notch with thinner tiles is so that thin set doesn't squeeze through the grout lines and you get a mess. So once you got the tiles in place, I usually use a float or a beater block to make sure that I press them all down. And what that also does is any corners that might be standing up get all pushed down evenly, so that you don't have any high corners. And that's basically how I do it. So once I get this first row down, I will move on to the rest of the tile and put that in.
So that's the floor.
Now I'm gonna set the sill, and the sill obviously is cut to length, and I'm just gonna install this with a polymer modified thin set. And the way I do it is I always flat trowel the curb with the thin set, and that's the key in the mortar. And then after I've flat troweled the curb, I will notch the thin set to get the right height of thin set under it. And then I will also do the same to the sill itself. Flat trowel it and then put some thin set on that. And the reason I do this, I want to make sure that I've got plenty of thinset under the curb and that it is completely supported. I don't want any voids under the curb. And once you, it also gives you enough depth of thinset so that if the curb is out of level, you have enough depth of thinset to be able to level it out. Now, you can't be building like an inch of thinset under the curb, but you can do a little bit. And so you want the curb to be level side to side, and you want it to be tilting slightly into the shower, so that any water that gets on it will run into the shower and not towards the door frame, the glass door frame. Or if there's a shower curtain, you don't want it running onto the floor outside the shower. You always want the pitch running into the shower. But you don't want to, if you're going to have a glass door, you don't want it so steep that it's going to interfere with the shower door when it opens and closes, because they usually put the shower door in the middle of the curb. So if you've got a really steep angle, it could interfere with the door opening and closing. So you just want a slight angle so that the water will run into the shower. And then you just put it in, press it in, clean out any thinset that oozes out from the sides, because if you don't do that, it'll harden and it's going to be really hard to clean off afterwards when you try and put your tile in. And that's basically all there is to it.
Okay, so I'm going to install this on the bottom and the mosaic tile in the back. So I'm just doing that right now. Okay, so now I'm gonna install the bull nose all the way around. And this here, you want this to be level that way and to tilt slightly into the drain, into the shower this way. So now I'm going to do the bull nose. Cut these two. Okay, so I cut this piece here, and what I do is I make like a little ear. That way when you put it on, it gives a nicer finish instead of looking like that. It looks like that. So that's how I do those corners there. You could miter them, but it's just easier to do it this way. Okay, so now I'm going to cut these little pieces in here all the way around. Okay, so that's done. I'm going to walk to the top and finish this up. So that's it. The shower tile is done. I'm going to clean up and get the floor ready. Okay, so this bathroom is all tiled and ready for grout. "12 by 24s on the floor. This is porcelain tile. It looks like travertine, but it's a porcelain tile. Bench seat. And all we have to do now is grout it. Okay, and that's another bathroom. All done. Caulked, crowded, all finished.